After narrowly escaping the maze, Thomas and his friends end up in a strange new place that they're not quite sure of how to think about. And they find out that their trials and tribulations are not even close to being over. Their next task? Cross an entire landmass that is entirely desert in a blazing heat with little to no food or water with them. Their prize for achieving this task is a cure to a disease that none of the boys even knew that they had in the first place, but it is something that they are told that they have before the task actually starts. If they don't make it, they die. They have 2 weeks to reach the end of the task, and there are countless obstacles and problems that they come across as they try to cross this desert. And it only seems to get worse, and there seems to be no hope left. In the second novel of the Maze Runner series by James Dashner, The Scorch Trials, we follow Thomas and all of the Gladers as they try to cross this entire desert. So for a sequel to this series, I thought it was really, really good. I was eating this story up because there was so much that was going on at one time that it was so incredible to just sift through and just sit on end to read. I have never felt this intense about some kind of dystopian novel. I think the closest I ever came to this kind of intensity was when I read the Divergent series. That was, I think, one of the last dystopian novels I read. The amount of anticipation and the amount of want and desire for these boys to make it out okay was incredible. I don't think I've really ever felt that much of a desire for these boys to get through this than I have with this book. And I think that's a really good testament to James Dashner's writing and his ability to get the reader to become so enwrapped with the characters themselves that you really try to root for them throughout this entire novel. What I really liked about this book, I think the most, was Thomas's growth from the Maze Runner to now, and even throughout the course of this novel, because he grew in so many different ways. He grew as a leader, he grew as a friend and a companion to all of these boys that he was traveling with, and the fact that he came across so many things that was just so confusing to him, the fact that he was gaining all of these new memories that he wasn't exactly sure how to deal with and how to respond to. He grew as an individual, and I thought that that was really interesting because it shows that a character cannot just grow in one book in a series. There has to be a certain amount of growth in each novel in the series for the character to, I think, become a fully well-rounded person. And I think Thomas has really grown a lot in this novel specifically because he has really taken the steps to be a good leader, and especially when he finds out a little bit of something about himself, about how he's supposed to fare in this experiment. He really steps up to the plate in order to make sure that these other boys are able to get through this entire trial because he wants them to survive, even if he may not in the end. I don't really think there was much that I disliked about the novel, which I think is good because that shows me that the author has been able to capture my interest very well, and I didn't find very many things that I had a problem with. The only thing that I can think of that really irritated me was just Minho, because I don't like Minho as a character, honestly. I think he is an arrogant jerk. I think he thinks way too highly of himself, and I think he gets a little bit too big for his britches sometimes, but that's good because that's the kind of character he's supposed to be. So the fact that I don't like him shows that James Dashner made him a really good character because he's supposed to be not well liked. But yeah, that's really all I had to say about The Scorch Trials by James Dashner. It really wasn't much, but I really think that this is a great sequel to an amazing series, and I'm really excited to be able to read the next two when I can in the future because I really want to see how these guys end up faring throughout the rest of their trials and tribulations in this experiment, how they find out about Wicked, what they find out about them, what Thomas finds out about his former life that he absolutely cannot remember but gets little bits and pieces of here and there. I'm just so excited to see how this whole thing ends, and I cannot wait to get my hands on the next one, so I will be looking for it adamantly. But thank you guys so much for joining me in this review of The Scorch Trials by James Dashner. If you guys did enjoy this video, please do give it a big thumbs up, and if you're not already and you'd like to be, hit that button down below and subscribe to become an owlet in our flock, and make sure to go check out my Maze Runner book review if you haven't seen it already, and I will see all of you guys in my next video. Bye guys!